Good morning. Morning Musings by Melinda. Let's see if it works this time. I had a little glitch. Sometimes electronics and energy don't like each other. So I was saying that I hope you had a great weekend and you're all set for a fabulous week. I came into my office this morning and was greeted by a beautiful white rose, which is a sign of purity. And I don't know who gave it to me, but thank you very much, whoever did. I asked Bill and it wasn't him, so thank you for the white rose. Today is President's Day. And it is actually Washington's birthday. And normally President's Day is to celebrate Washington and Lincoln, but actually we celebrate all presidents when we are celebrating President's Day. And so I thought it was interesting. I wrote something last night that felt like it was divinely inspired that I want to share with you, because I think some of the presidents that we actually celebrate are men who really walk the walk and didn't talk the talk, or as I say, wagged their tail and didn't just bark. And so I want to talk to you about that today and a little bit about, did you know that Abraham Lincoln actually consulted mediums, and that the spiritualists actually kind of drove in certain ways the movement to end slavery? And although he chalked some of the mediums who wrote to him up to cuckoo birds, which, we know that happens, there were 2 or 3 that he actually paid attention to. And I thought that was very interesting because, of course, that's not written in any textbooks, but if you look it up, you'll be able to see it. So it is really not about a belief system that matters. It's about behavior. You can say that you're a person of God all day long, but it doesn't make it so just by saying it. It's how you behave. That's the key to being in the light. You can quote scripture all day long if you want to, but if you behave in the opposite, it just means that you have a good memory, not a good character. You can proclaim that your way is the only way all day long, but if you don't honor others and their beliefs too, your way invalidates itself and turns itself into judgment. As you live and let live, in today's world, that's really important for all the malarkey that's going on. Do it by the golden rule and let your life be an example of your belief system. Do more walking and less talking. And I think that's what both Washington and Lincoln did. So the most famous medium that talked to Lincoln was somebody by the name of Nettie Colburn Maynard. And she was actually 15 years old when she first started. Actually, Joan of Arc was age 12 when she started getting her divine revelations. This girl was age 15. And she actually was then invited to the White House. As you know, the Lincolns had lost a child. And even though Abraham Lincoln was born a Baptist, when you've lost a child and you're so wounded by it, you're certainly open to making a connection with that child on the other side of the veil, and less concerned that it comes from something dark, because I can assure you that everything I've done for almost 30 years has been in the light, connecting people with their loved ones. And so this Nettie Maynard actually helped Lincoln move into a place of spirituality and helped him with his Emancipation Proclamation, interestingly, and did actual seances in the White House and brought forth their son, which allowed Mrs. Lincoln to feel a little bit better about the loss of her son, although eventually it really did drive her crazy. There is other mediums that were influential in Lincoln's life. Sojourner Truth was saying that she had divine revelations from God. Many mediums and spiritualists wrote Lincoln letters, but some of them, again, Lincoln thought was crazy. But Julia Ward Howe, who wrote the Battle Hymn of the Republic, said it was inspired by God. Let us die to make men free, as a line in that. So I thought that was an interesting thing to share with you, because in today's world, we've got a lot of people talking about being mediums or talking about connecting with the divine. One thing that really bothers me is when people who are doing that kind of work say that they have a special gift above and beyond others and are in their ego in such a manner that they separate themselves up. And that's when you have to be careful, because God talks to all of us all day long. He doesn't just choose special people. He chooses us all to be able to communicate. And so we've got to be careful of listening to people and not honoring the divinity within each of us. So I think that's really important. And when we are somebody that's walking our walk and not just talking our talk, we take a minute and we listen and honor others the way that Lincoln did. Tomorrow I'm going to talk to you about how do you know you're really talking to a real medium, and giving you some hints about that. And I hope that you have a fabulous Monday.